Good morning sa ating mga kabansa dito sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Let me just say that this is the second of our daily truth blast. At ito ay isang continuing series to give you a morning boost of mental and intellectual power. And of course, the main issue today in the world is the Ukrainian situation. We are bombarded with a lot of Western propaganda on how bad Russia is, committing many of the precedents that contextualizes the whole story. And we don't get much facts on the ground dito sa Pilipinas. That is why nag-communicate ako sa isang Filipino-German, our long time friend who gave us this report. Nentong, as I'm called by my close friends, sabi niya dito, media is bombarding us daily about the evil forces of Russia. Most Germans don't buy this. There is awareness that NATO and the US have been provoking Russia, and that eventually led to Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Scholz had no choice after Russian forces marched beyond Donetsk and Donbass. He was with Putin in Russia just a few days before the invasion. The German delegation left Moscow with high hopes that Putin will not invade. The West is entirely to be blamed for the chaos in Ukraine. Prognosis, yung kanyang projection, 2 weeks and Kiev will fall. By the way, this is only the 6th or 7th day of the Russian military intervention. German industry, sabi ng ating kaibigan, is not happy with Scholz's position. They too have been hit hard by sanctions imposed. Hungary has closed their borders to block transport of military supplies to Ukraine. Hungary is a NATO member and democratic, but it is blocking the deliveries of 1 million rounds of ammunition, I think 30,000 arms, and the US has been giving Stinger missiles and so on. Anyway, this is what I answered. Thanks. Good to hear all that. Scholz must have had tremendous pressure on him, sabi ko. Here in the Philippines, we congratulate Vice Presidential candidate Sara Duterte for saying that the Philippines' foreign policy should always be guided by the national interest. That means that if some external superpower wants to use the Philippines as a pawn in a proxy war, in a proxy game, it should refuse, which, if we apply to the Ukraine situation, is to say that we should not intervene, we should stay neutral. And Ukraine would have been saved of all this trouble for its people if it stayed neutral, but the US, because of the 2014 Maidan coup d'etat, installing a puppet government, a series of puppet government up to today, prevented rational leaders, neo-Nazi leaders of Ukraine from doing the right thing and declaring themselves neutral and demanding guarantees from all countries around it that they will respect its neutrality. So, iyan po ang acting mensahe this day, itong araw na to. And I just want, with the last minute, to comment on the COMELEC Rappler deal, which Solicitor General Jose Calida says he may file a case against. He is absolutely correct. We have already seen how COMELEC has poisoned its dashboard profile of BBM, nilalagyan na convicted of tax evasion and so on, which is absolutely false. This is part of the information campaign of COMELEC. Ito ba ay isang produkto ng COMELEC Rappler deal? Alam naman natin, milyong-milyong daang-daang milyong dolyar ang pinasok ng mga Amerikano dyan. That is the end of our 5-minute daily truth blast. Join us again tomorrow.